Sub-object level in editable mesh. Let's put in a box. We're going to create a box. And before we put a box in, if we're going to change it to an editable mesh, we need to change our segments. And by default, they're 1. And I'm going to make mine, say, 3, so that we can have a little bit more segments to deal with here. And I'm going to create a box now. And I'm going to click on it, right-click, and convert it to an editable mesh. When I convert it to an editable mesh, you can see that it shows up as an editable mesh in my Modify tab in my Command panel. I click on the plus sign, and the first sub-object level is Vertexes. You can see I have a vertex in each one of the segments. I broke this down into 3 different segments. Each one of these blue squares is a vertex, and so I can manipulate it by these vertex objects, and I can do that by picking on the vertex up here in the tree under the plus sign, or I can come down and turn this yellow in the selection rollout. Next, we can take a look at an edge. When I pick on an edge, and I come over and I pick on an edge, one edge is selected. In this case, I have three different segments here, so I have multiple little edges going on the edge of the where a line is formed between 2 vertices. So remember, when I had the vertexes, I have an edge that'll go from this corner to this vertex. Right there is going to be an edge, right here's an edge, and right here's an edge. So I can do that by clicking on edge, and I can pick on those edges, or I can click on edge up here. Next, let's look at a face. A face is a triangle shape. I pick on it, it creates a triangle shape in between 3 of the vertexes. So that those 3 edges form a face, and we can select that face. You can see on the other side it does another vertex. So 3 vertexes form a face. We can pick on it, make it yellow down here in the selection rollout, or click it up here. A polygon, when we pick on a polygon, it picks on the polygon on that surface. In this case, because I broke it into 3s, I end up with 9 different polygons on this surface over here. So I can do that by clicking on the yellow down here in the selection rollout, or up here in the editable mesh flyout here. Now we have element. Element is a grouping of 2 or more objects, and what I'm going to do to show that, I'm going to come in and put a teapot in. So I put a teapot in, and now I'm going to select it and right click, convert it to an editable mesh. Now when I go to my editable meshes, I go to element. Now I can pick on just the lid, and I can also choose it here or choose it here, but I can pick on the handle, for example, or on the spout. Either on those are a grouping of the objects. So our sub-objects are broken down into vertexes, edges, faces, polygons, and elements. One of the key things to remember is make sure you set your sizes of your object. So if I'm going to come back in here and create a box, make sure you set your lengths and widths and heights before you convert it to editable mesh. Make sure you set it to an appropriate number of segments, because that's going to determine just how many vertexes and faces and edges you're going to end up with. You don't want too many, you don't want not enough. So sub-object levels in an editable mesh.